Canon announced the EOS R1 on July the 17th, along with the Canon EOS R5 Mark II. And while Canon didn't specify the shipping date, B&H stated that the expected shipping date is November the 26th. But then 2 weeks ago, that date changed to November the 14th. So how come some photographers started getting their R1s just last week? Is the international shipping date different from the US shipping date? And are some customers getting preferred treatment? Well, a trusted source provided me with the inside scoop. But before we get to the details, please subscribe to this channel. It doesn't cost you anything, helps this channel grow, and keeps you up to date on the latest camera coverage. I know it's been frustrating waiting for the Canon EOS R1. It's almost as though Canon read our desire for this camera, our excitement, and decided to say, hey, just for fun, let's see how long these guys can hold out. And the tease, well, it started back with the R3, giving us a glimpse of what the R1 could be. And then that article about the EOS R1 being the master of everything, jack of all trades. And once the Nikon Z9 was released, the whole idea of a master of everything, jack of all trades in the R1 became a little bit more of a reality. And then in 2024, all eyes were on a Q1 announcement right around CP+. But then it changed to Q2 and then Q3. And with the announcement in Q3, we found out that we were going to have to wait until almost the end of Q4, with the shipping date changing from 1 week to another. So why? Well, according to a trusted source, Canon's international embargo date for the sale of the EOS R1 is November the 18th. And that source further said that I'm 120% sure on this one. So there you go. A trusted source has said 120%. I mean, that's right up there with Andrea Pizzini's triple validated sources. So what's a sourcey? These, how shall we say, over-exuberant reports from various sources telling us that something is definitely going to happen doesn't always pan out. But we are looking at 3 weeks, just under 3 weeks, based on that November the 18th date. But if you're living in the United States, the shipping date is November the 14th. Or if you're a notable photographer anywhere in the world, well, you've already started receiving your own production units. Multiple people from Australia to the United States have already received the Canon EOS R1 units that they bought themselves, not units on loan from Canon. And hopefully, if you did order the Canon EOS R1, you're not going to have to wait much longer. It looks like, well, if you're a really important person, you might already have a shipping notice. But for the rest of us, it looks like 3 weeks. However, based on Canon's apologies for not shipping products page, the R1 has already been on their short order list. And if you didn't pre-order on the very moment it was announced, I hate to say it, but you could be waiting months. I mean, just look at how many items are already on Canon's apologies for not shipping products page. Batteries, other accessories, the Canon EOS R1, the Canon EOS R5 Mark II. However, if you want to avoid the fear of missing out, and you still want to get a flagship camera but aren't willing to pay $62.99, well, then you might want to take a look at Canon's former flagship camera, the 1DX Mark II. It's currently selling for $29.99. That's only $100 more than the R5 Mark I. But now turning our attention to other news, Nikon just issued a development announcement. It's for the Z mount 28 to 135mm f4 power zoom. It's clearly advertised as superior optical performance for video production, focusing on power zoom capabilities, ideal for documentaries and run and gun productions, especially those with small crews. And if you were looking for further evidence of the growing trend of video capabilities in stills hybrid cameras, well, you don't have to look further than this lens. But moving away from the Z mount, Meike's at it again. We've got a leaked image of the Meike 85mm f1.8 FE lens. It weighs just 388.48 grams and is priced in the same ballpark as the current 55mm f1.8 autofocused FE. Now turning our attention to yesterday's biggest news, Canon announced 4 lenses. the 24mm f1.4 for $14.99, the 50mm f1.4 for $13.99, the 7.8mm RFS for $449 is for developing content for the Apple Vision Pro. And lastly, the most expensive lens announced yesterday is the RF 70 to 200mm. It comes in white as well as black. It's an f2.8 and it's a power zoom. And it sells for $29.99. And a big thanks to those that followed me on my live stream last night where we, once again, well, we almost got everything right. My source, a trusted source, provided me with pricing ahead of time, and the pricing was bang on, although they did leave out, it's not that they got something wrong, is that there was an omission. Now, my source said there was only the black version of the 70 to 200mm, and there's both a black and white version. And a big thanks to you if you happen to use my pre-order links for that. Very much appreciated. Thank you so much because you're helping keep this channel on the air. I've said this many times before. I have no interest in doing those 30 to 90 second rolling ads right at the beginning of the video. It's so annoying. And for somebody like myself who actually pays YouTube a monthly fee so I don't have to watch ads, you can't get around them. So because this is a camera channel and we're always talking about cameras that we want to buy and deals, I thought, why not at the end talk about pre-orders and affiliate links? And so that way, if you're looking to buy something or get a really great deal, you get what you're looking for, you get a great deal, and I get a small commission back without inflating your price. And that works for B&H and Adorama. So a big thanks to all of you that have done that. I get anywhere from 2 to 5% back. But now I want to turn our attention to something quite important. Black Friday is coming up in just about a month, just under a month. And already we're seeing some incredible sales. The Canon EOS R5, the Mark I, is still $500 off at $28.99. The R6 Mark II, $19.99. And I wouldn't be surprised if the price for both of those two cameras manages to drop a little on Black Friday. But we also have the affordable R8, $200 off. The EOS R100 with the 18 to 55mm and the 55 to 210, staggering $330 off, almost half off at $499. The R7 also on sale, $200 off. And not to be outdone, Nikon's got some sales too. The Nikon Z8, $500 off. The Nikon Z6 Mark III, although it's only been out for a couple of months, it's now on sale, $200 off at $22.96. And that's just absolutely shocking. The R6 Mark II hasn't even been out 2 years yet, and it's $500 off. The R6 Mark II, $500 off. Nikon has dropped the Z6 Mark III by $200, and that leaves Sony with the A7 IV, no discount. No discount at all. It's like the pressure's on Sony to either drop the price of the A7 IV or come out with the A7 V. But those aren't the only deals. There's about 20 to 30 links that I have in the description down below of sales from Canon and Nikon, from the R100 all the way up to the 1DX Mark II. And then same thing with Nikon, from the top end of the market all the way down to the bottom end of the market. The only place we're not seeing a lot of sales is when it comes to Panasonic and Sony. So on Black Friday, I'm getting a sense, especially this year, because these sales that I've been showing you right now have more or less been on for about 3 or 4 months now. So I wouldn't be surprised if both Canon and Nikon sweeten the pot a little bit by reducing prices a little bit further. And I do expect Sony and Panasonic to provide us with something on that date as well. So there's really lots of great deals. And again, if you use my affiliate links down below, it really helps keep the lights on this channel. It's very much appreciated. But I also understand if you're supporting your local camera store or if you're not in the United States. A big thanks to Patrick at Downtown Camera. He's been my local camera expert and seller for, I don't know, 5, 6 years now. And he's one of those old school guys. It's not just about trying to sell me as much stuff as he can. It's about building that relationship, about knowledge and expertise. Because believe it or not, I don't know everything. And he's got a vast knowledge on this stuff. So yeah, if you've got a local camera store and they've got good customer service, reach out to them, because you know what? They need your business as well. And there's nothing like supporting local businesses. But that's it for now. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for subscribing, participating in this channel. And don't forget, in just a couple of weeks, 3 weeks, just under 3 weeks, Sony's going to be making an announcement on November the 19th, and it's going to be no surprises. The A1 Mark II, and I think it's going to be that 28 to 70 millimeter. So it's a GM, it's an f2, so it looks to be a very exciting fourth quarter. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have yourself a great night, maybe a great weekend. I don't know if this is my last video. I've got some packages showing up tomorrow, so who knows? Maybe I'll have to get ready to do some reviews. Thanks so much for tuning in. Have yourself a great day, and we'll see you again soon.